Good afternoon, traders. This is the 19th of May, Wednesday, and a recap pretty much of what I spoke to you guys about last night. And yet again, it completely defines and supports my my approach towards extreme trading and how to prepare a game plan and execute. And once again, it played very fairly nicely. We spoke about this last night, and we were above 4100 at the time, and nobody knew what was going to happen. I talked about the possibilities, and they basically nobody wanted any part of it. Actually, it hung out fairly well, to be honest with you, up until about when Europe opened, and Europe put the press the panic button, and that's kind of expected, especially after you had that late sell off. That was the bailout, probably by the big money. They probably took a bunch of money off the table, and you can see the follow through. And lo and behold, yet again, the value. Hold on, guys. I need to rearrange these. As you can see, I still have two S&Ps on because I got them. I bought them so well. I anticipate, like I said, I talked about this, and you know, you when you play it out that way, and it comes in, and I want you to show you these last three bars right here because I talked to you about that second gap, and this is it right there. It's from 65 to 55. That was it. And that was the last gap. But let's take a look at the charts and see how well everything really played out to what I spoke to you about yesterday. The 50 MA, the trend line. It obviously price didn't get completely to the trend line. It's not really relevant. It's an area. It's not perfect. It doesn't just come to it, but certainly came to it right here in the Dow. And I mentioned this location to you. I said, look out for 33,450, and that's your low. 33,4 might have been a little ticket a little lower than that, but this is how you do the homework. You anticipate where the market may go, and if it does, you prepare to execute. This is how you take advantage of extreme pricing and how to counter trend against the trend, which was temporarily in a corrective trade. Yeah, I would have loved to have taken every short possible, but you know what? When it opens up as far down as it does, I really don't have any desire to play the short side, be honest with you, although I'm sure a lot of traders did, and they probably did well for the most part. And I'm going to show you because I didn't take any sales today. In fact, I only took as a long. And the yellow box is what I did because once this came back down, I didn't even take this double top short. I let it go. I usually like to let it play out a little bit. I know volatility is high and price swings are going to be rather quick. So I like to let it play out a little bit so I can really get a better feel for the range. And here it came down to the 55, 56 area, which was the gap. Ran them all the way up. I probably could have taken this one. I didn't. I still was on my hands. I wanted to see a little more. Missed his double top. That was a great short. You can see the play out on that one. The 72, I think at the time was the MA on the 15 that they couldn't get over. Maybe I'm wrong. I think there's one in there. But once we doubled bottomed at that gap fill low, I was all over this long, and I basically parked. I all the arrows are my outs. I got a little nervous here because that was a blue to red, and I figured I didn't want them to come ramming down back to price, but it stopped at S3 and it built, and it kind of chopped around a little bit, and it got its legs, and it made its way up to 75, 85, came down. This is all chop. Once again, not looking for the shorts, although they're available to you. It depends on how you like to trade. I'm getting out area to area to area, and I took off the last up. I still have two on, and I have. I'm rolling the dice that we're going to maybe get to settlement, which is another 20 handles from this price point. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Let me make sure. Chart. Uh, we are down 22. Yeah, 23 is the is settlement. I gotta believe they've come this far. And I mean, look at this, straight up S3 gap fill value. You know, you got to look for the long opportunities from the extreme support levels. And I understand the significance of this area, and I talked about it yesterday. But if I'm getting confirmation that this is holding, I'm all over it. And this is how he play. I mean, this is the furthest extent of my levels. I could probably calculate an S4. I don't have it in here, but it's going to be in front of me. I'm going to see it. If the market looks horrible, I'm going to know. But they did the exact opposite. They did what I anticipated they would when we spoke last night. I said the value seekers will come in and they'll just buy it up. And now they're just bringing it all the way back, and most likely should come. The red line right there is settlement. So I'm done for the day. In fact, I'll probably run my stop up to about 85. And if I get stepped out, I get stepped out. Actually, yeah, the trend line's right here at about 90. We're coming in right around S2. So it's possible we can come down one more time to S2. I mean, it's still early in the day. Usually they tend to sell off a little bit at 1 o'clock, but if we come down to this level right here and you get a reversal with commercial interest, you're going to want to look for another long opportunity to finish out what they've left on the table. I got to believe they're going to fill the rest of that gap. And that's yet another gap that's going to get filled. So, the proof is in everything I talk about. And this is how you take advantage of it, guys, and make fairly good money. And the risk is there. Risk is every time you put on a trade. But when you're taking them from the high probability locations, you're putting yourself in a good position to make pretty good money on them. And with management, you can go even further by just paying attention to price and what it's doing. And it really never threatened to roll over too hard. I mean, let's see what it did when it first got. I mean, it got to 86, and that was a pretty decent roll down to 75. And you can see that this commercial buy zone was where that pricing stopped, and it actually kind of kicked in like right in there when in that accelerating phase, right there. So, and then you can see underneath you the commercial interest at S3, and that's expected. I mean, market's oversold. Market blew 50 handles to the downside, and you know they're going to jump all over it and take advantage of it. So this is how you make money in both directions, whether it's a bull trend, whether it's corrective, and just being smart and trading from the high probability locations and taking advantage of them. So today's vid this is going to be short. There's not much more I can say. Let's see how this thing settles up. If I see something a little out of whack, or something I could like to discuss with you guys for tomorrow, I'll be glad to shed light on this. But once again, I think this a couple days in a row, I gotta be, I don't want to, I gotta, sometimes you say you should walk away when you're doing really well. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth, but or you're only as good as your last great trade. But you know what? I've been doing this for a while, and I see so much consistency with this, and this is why I'm trying to share this with any traders out there or any of those who want to get involved. Um, I actually have a tremendous understanding of this platform because, like I said in yesterday's video, I helped with the owner of this company develop these charts. And what we had done in a nutshell was to slow down the pricing. And by doing so, you take out the noise. And sometimes when you do that, you can really tell if a turn is legit or it's just profit taking. And that's what keeps you into positions for the long term, as I like to trade. It's not for everybody. This is just not for everybody. You have to be patient. You got to be willing to watch it go against you a little bit. But my longs were in at such a great location that I wasn't really too concerned. And if I get stopped out, I'll re-enter. That's all. At the end of the day, you run a trailing stop. Don't ever take it. Don't ever take it for granted. Always have trailing stops. Move them around. Protect your trades. Don't ever let a good trade roll against you. And this is today's trade. So hope you guys did well. I hope some of you who do trade this took advantage of my analysis. It couldn't have been more on cue, and that's what it's about. Anticipate where the market can go, and if it comes into play, execute with confirmation. Patience. Patience is the key. All right, traders. You have yourself a great day. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.